What's going on, guys? It's Danny from Slow Restoration, and obviously we already did the reveal on the Turbo GMC wrap, but we do have all the footage from wrapping it. Not all of it. I did lose some in the middle, so like the cab section. Anyway, you'll see. But so we're just it's kind of choppy. We'll just kind of play it through. It'll jump from one section to the other. You just kind of see the wrap process, how much you have to disassemble it and stuff like that. So we did, by the way, get the roof wrapped, as you can see up there. So the roof is done now. That definitely looks much better, in my opinion. We still have to pull that flare off. We did get a lot of feedback. Seems like everyone, well, not everyone, but the majority of the people do like the contrasting color flare. So I guess we're going to leave it like that for a while. We'll pull that flare back off and just pull the wrap off. No big deal. Easy enough to do. And I really think in video it still kind of looks better wrapped, but either way, we'll do that. And if we decide later, we'll just wrap them. No. Like I said, no big deal. So anyway, enjoy the footage. It's here in that box is the wrap for the Turbo GMC. Can't wait to open this up. I actually did not have a sample of this color. I know it's going to be close to what I was thinking, and I got some advice from other people, and let's just hope we like it. All right, guys, I actually obviously cut the tape. I haven't opened it, so let's go for it. Oh, they got covered up. The end of it is the color. I think I like it. Oh, it's bright. Check it out. Let me get it out of the box. All right, guys, I did get a couple more samples just in case we didn't like this. I don't know how it's going to come out on film or on video here, but it is for sure bright. Oh man, it's bright. There it is. You can't miss it. There is the new color for the Turbo GMC. We might have to wrap apart quick and see how it looks. Either the hood or tailgate would be a nice quick wrap. So wow, that's bright. I couldn't help myself. We got to get some of this wrap on part of the Turbo GMC. So we have the tailgate pulled off. We got it inside the garage here. We got it wiped down. And look, under the lights, this is insane. I mean, it hurts your eyes to look at it. I may have went too bright. This, in the right light, it's bright. And it's nice. In direct light or under the neon lights, man, it is bright. I don't know how it's going to come through on the GoPro. I mean, I'm looking at the GoPro and it is bright. This does have a release liner on it, by the way. So these bubbles and the slight orange peel will kind of go away. The release liner helps you to get it down without scratching it, especially since it's gloss. But anyway, let's get it put on. Let's get it laid down on the tailgate and see what the finished product's gonna look like. I don't know. Whew, that is bright. All right, this is also my first time working with 3M 2080 film. We got glassed out pretty good. Obviously the handle's a little bit of a hump, so we'll get that as we get to it. Definitely a good thing we have a liner on because I can see scratches like crazy. Just as bright down on the tailgate as it was off. As you can see, there's a bunch of scratch marks. So this is very different than what I used before. Once you pull this off, obviously it's brilliant underneath. No scratches, no marks. Still got the slight orange peel, most vinyls do, but wow, what a difference between that and that. Started fitting. I'm going to trim a little bit up top there so there's not so much tension by the windshield and the windshield wipers. And then we do have it stuck over here. The rest of the liner is still on it. we'll get that pulled off and try and get this glassed out as much as possible and start laying this hood down. We'll finish it up here. I'll trim around my edges, roll it, and then we'll pull that cap sheet off, and it should be good. It's definitely bright. It didn't get any duller. We are on. We're all trimmed up, rolled around all the edges. It's looking pretty good. We still have the cap sheet on there. Let's go ahead and pull that off, and we'll reveal the unscratched surface underneath. We're going to be nice and careful so we don't pull the edges. It seems to lock down pretty good, but something on my hand just made a black mark. We'll clean that up in a minute. Let's get this cap sheet off and we'll show the blinding brilliance of this color. There we go. I don't see any scratches in it. Looks pretty good. If there were any scratches in the paint underneath or chips, of course it's going to show through the wrap. But overall, she's looking pretty good. Blindingly bright, like I said, but looks good. To really wrap this proper, you really need to pull the flares. There's no way you're going to tuck that. This is super tight. But going down the road, if I was to wrap this, it would start peeling there because this is metal, this is plastic. Like in the sun, these expand. It would be a problem area. So let's go ahead and get these off. Well, there's one off. We got the front off. We got a little bit of glue residue. Not too much actually. Most of it stuck to the flare. I have the forks, the extended forks on the tractor, and we got some straps. Of course, bed liner's out, so we're gonna pull in, get the straps hooked up, and see if we can pick straight up on this bed, and just hopefully everything goes smoothly and we can do this by ourselves. We got some jack stands in the big garage we can set the bed on. We do have our gas cap off here, so this should push right down through, and we're gonna go nice and easy and just make sure everything is clear and out of the way. It's a little bit tight back here where it comes around the bumper cutout, so we do need to come straight up on it, and obviously we can't really move forward very much at all because it's close there. Get the forks in there, straps all tightened up. Let's give it a little lift and see how it's looking. Got our jack stand set up. Beautiful. And there is the Turbo GMC with the bed off. As you can see, we got some cleanup to do. Frame, it's not bad. It's got the normal, like, slight surface rust on it. But while that's off, perfect opportunity to pressure wash all that off. Try and get the old under the factory wax coating off. And we will go ahead and paint all of this frame and make it as nice as we can without going crazy. But here's a good shot of the turbo system. We got the turbo blanket on the back part, but the 78-75 Turbonetics ceramic ball bearing and the Turbo Smart wastegate comes out up over the frame rail and then right up the rocker panel up to the intercooler. Here's our TurboWorks EXA oil scavenge pump, pumps everything back up. And here's our oil feed line. Comes off an adapter from the oil filter or oil cooler lines. There's an adapter there. Here's a check valve. So still working on the GMC wrap. We did get the rocker panel on this side wrapped, and we're still trying to decide whether we like paint match flare or contrasting flare. But anyway, we're going to leave that to last. We're going to go ahead and wrap this rocker panel. Got that rocker all finished up. Excuse me. And we got this driver's door put back together except for the door panel. The tinted glass looks killer in there now. Mirror back on, door handle back on, all the trim back on. And we also put one more strip. There is a seam there, but you won't ever see it. Obviously you can see it right now because you're looking at it, but the bed comes up to about here and there's only that thin gap you can look through. So as long as there's color there, it looks good. Getting real close. Obviously the roof still needs done, but we can't do that in this garage. There's not enough room to wrap it. So I think what I'm going to do is get the bed finished up, get the frame cleaned up, painted, bed finished up on it, and then I can stand excuse me, stand in the bed to wrap the roof. But other than that, the cab and doors, hood are all completely finished up now. She's looking very, very different though. Got all pressure washed off. Now time for a little bit of paint after it dries, and we'll get that bed thrown back on. Get the bed all prepped, get ready to wrap it, and we did do the slow restoration stickers on either side. And why are we putting stickers on if we're getting ready to wrap? Well, we're going to wrap right over top of them, and you should see the outline under the wrap. It'll kind of be ghosted in there, so I think it'll look pretty neat. Got a wrap. Let's get stretched out on there and get this bed done so we can get it back on the truck. Now we're tackling the bed. Pretty much got it stretched out there. A little bit more to go. And here is, well, it's still got the protective coating on it, but hopefully you can see that. See the slow restoration embedded in there. I think it looks pretty cool. Got our frame all blackened out here. We didn't go crazy with it. Like I said, we just kind of sprayed it, blackened it out, evened it out. And now we're ready to put the bed back on. Hook back up to the John Deere. Let's get this set back down on the truck. And there it is. Bed's back on. We still have the protective wrapping on, so it's definitely got stuff going on, but we'll get that off soon enough. The flares are going back on, like in the front. We're still trying to decide whether we want color match like this side or contrasting like this side. We'll figure that out. The other side of this door is the truck. All right, guys, we're also going to take this truck out and drive it. I mean, the more I see it, the more I like it. It's kind of one of those things that's got to grow on you. I know a lot of people say I ruined the truck. It is just a wrap. We can take it off. No big deal. And I think a lot of people are getting confused with this truck and the new Turbo GMC build. The other truck is a 4-door and it's not lifted. So there are two different trucks here. So anyway, we'll get this truck out, drive it a little bit, and try and get some people's reactions and just see how it looks in different situations in the sunlight. I did notice in direct sunlight, it almost has a yellowish hue to it, which is kind of cool. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.